Well, I learned some bad news this week. One of our club members out here, Jim Jackman, passed away on Christmas Day. Jim was an extremely nice man. He got me started into nitro engines. That's pretty much all Jim would fly, is nitro engine stuff. At least that's all I've ever seen him flying or owning. And Jim was the embodiment of this hobby. He'd been flying for probably 50 years, and he would take 3 or 4 wrecked planes and cobble them together and make a Frankenplane that would fly just as good as any commercial R.I.P you would purchase. I'm flying this flight today for his honor and in remembrance of him. I got him to fly this plane one time, this exact model, and while he enjoyed it and thought it was a very, very sleek plane, very good flying plane, he just was not into the electric. He really liked the noise and the power that nitro puts out, and there was no converting him over to the dark side of electric. He was old hat hobbyist. Whenever somebody would mention RC hobby, Jim's image would come into my mind, as he was the embodiment of this hobby. I called him Jimmy J. Jim Jackman was his name. And I always called him Jimmy J, what you up to? Not to be confused with Jim B. Jim B is the Jim I fly out here with pretty much most mornings that you see in a lot of the videos. Jimmy J was a few years older than me, had a very colorful life. He was actually a prisoner at one point. He was a pilot and was captured, and won't go into the details, but suffice it to say he had first-hand experience of being put in a cage and having a trail of gasoline run over into the cage, trying to torment and terrorize the prisoners. Very colorful individual. And Jim, you're going to be missed greatly out here. Rest in peace, Jim. You're going to be missed.